How to balance your body's pH to prevent and heal diseases. Hey YouTubers, Eve here. Today I'm going to be discussing how to balance the body's pH or raise your alkalinity. When you raise your body's alkalinity, you elevate the oxygen levels to your trillions of cells. Nobel Prize winner Dr. Otto Warburg stated, all normal cells have an absolute requirement for oxygen, but cancer cells can live without oxygen, a rule without exception. Deprive a cell 35% of its oxygen for 48 hours and it may become cancerous. Dr. Warburg has made it clear that the root cause of cancer is oxygen deficiency, which creates an acidic environment. Dr. Warburg also discovered that cancer cells are anaerobic, do not breathe oxygen, and cannot survive in the presence of high levels of oxygen as found in an alkaline body state. Every person who has cancer is acidic. All diseases, for that matter, thrive in an acidic environment. Reduce the acidity and you lessen the grip of diseases. When your body is in balance, you are healthy and cannot be sick. It's really this simple. There's only one disease, malfunctioning cells. It has two causes, cell toxicity, due to what we eat, chemicals we're exposed to, and environmentally triggered. Again, toxins, poisons, and chemicals you may be exposed to because of your job, where you live, hobbies, among others, and cell deficiency. Starvation, if you will. We're not feeding the cells the correct type of nutrients needed to maintain optimum health on a cellular level. So basically, one disease, malfunctioning cells, two causes, toxicity and deficiency. This one disease, namely malfunctioning cells, is given many names depending upon the organs that are compromised as a result. For example, heart disease if the heart's compromised, diabetes if the pancreas are compromised, breast cancer, colon cancer, Lou Gehrig's, and the list goes on and on. It doesn't really matter what the disease is named or where it's located within your body. It's all disease, and its origin, regardless of location within your body, stems from these two causes, which result in a compromised and sluggish immune system, which results in said diseases. The only thing that cures you is the restoration of a fully functioning, uncompromised immune system. Eating only non-GMO organic foods are a good start for reestablishing optimum cell health and a fully functioning immune system. Things you'll need: a packet of pH testing strips. Instructions: buy and use alkalizing drops, which contain hydrogen ionizing minerals. These products are available at health food stores. Generally, drops are added to drinking water. Follow the instructions on the bottle. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar to 6 to 8 ounces of pure water. Drink this once or twice per day. The apple cider vinegar should be raw and organic, so buy only Bragg's raw organic apple cider vinegar. Reduce your dietary intake of red meat, dairy products, eggs, processed sugar, and breads that contain gluten, chocolate, and table salt. Again, eat only non-GMO organic products. Here's my simple rule of thumb when shopping that I suggest you too adopt. If there isn't a label on the package that certifies the foods are non-GMO organic, simply don't buy them. Genetically engineered and or modified foods alter the DNA of the seeds, which then alter the DNA of the foods that grow from those seeds, which alters the DNA of the animals who eat the grains or plants, and that in turn alters our DNA and our children's DNA when we eat those DNA altered plants and animals. See how that works? Reduce coffee consumption. Drink organic only when you do. Eliminate the consumption of sodas, period. No processed white sugar or high fructose corn syrup ever. These are no longer sugar, but something else the body no longer recognizes or knows how to metabolize or use properly. I'm sure you've heard it said, sugar is sugar. The body doesn't know the difference. Seen that seen that misinformation, folks? That may be true in actuality concerning natural sugars, found solely in nature, like the sugars from organically grown fruits and berries, bananas, and what have you. But white processed cane sugar and high fructose corn syrup are no longer natural sugars, and your body does know that difference. Whether the scientific and medical communities want to recognize that or not is irrelevant. God trumps sciences. He's the alpha I am scientist who put it all together in a perfect tidy package for us in the beginning. That's another subject for future discussion. So in summary, traditional medicine doctors operating within the parameters of the current medical paradigm, if you will, of cut, burn, poison, and pills, don't know everything. History has taught us that. Ever heard of bloodletting? It's claimed to have been the most common medical practice performed by surgeons from antiquity until the late 19th century, a span of almost 2,000 years. Now tell me, do they still perform this heinous procedure? 150 years ago, they were killing us during surgeries because they weren't even aware that germs existed. They couldn't see them, so they refused at first to acknowledge the possibility of their existence. Laughable. It was only in 1847 Dr. Ignaz Semmelweis, a physician in a Vienna hospital, discovered that fatal infections were spread among patients by doctors who failed to wash their hands between examinations. Now imagine that. Having surgery performed upon you by doctors who hadn't even washed their hands or followed basic sanitation practices between treatments tending to diseased patients. Okay, back to balancing pH basics. Eliminate your consumption of all artificial sweeteners, including aspartame, saccharin, sucralose, Splenda. Eat more green, leafy vegetables and more citrus foods. Sweeten foods with organic, non-GMO raw honey, raw sugar, or stevia. Cook with organic, cold-pressed olive oil. Use flaxseed oil on salads and in other uncooked dishes. Use sea salt instead of table salt. Never use table salt. It's pretty much just glass and cuts the heck out of your arteries. The body's pH levels fluctuate depending upon the foods we ingest, the time of day, and the level of activity we are enjoying. However, overall healthy pH levels should range between 7 and 7.5. The best way to make sure that your pH level is on target is to test the pH levels using store-bought pH strips. These strips can be tested using either your urine or saliva. So, how to test your pH levels? Purchase pH strips from a drugstore, online, or the pharmaceutical section of your local grocery or department store or health food store. Eliminate the consumption of food and drink, and do not brush your teeth at least 30 minutes before checking your pH levels. Swallow your saliva up to 3 times in order to have an adequate mouthful of saliva. Remove 1 inch of a pH strip and spit a sample of your saliva into the spoon and pour the saliva onto the pH strip. Wait for the pH strip to change colors. Check the pH strip's color bar for pH levels. Compare it to the color of your pH strip in order to determine the pH number that matches the color of your strip. Test each day, every day, in the beginning, both saliva and urine for a good idea of your pH levels, which does fluctuate. Test for urine in the middle of the day to get the best indicator of the body's true pH level. Remove 1 inch of a pH strip and urinate onto it. Wait for the strip to change colors. Compare the color of your strip to the color code of the pH strips you purchased and to find the pH number that matches the color of your strip. So that's it for now, and I hope most of you found this information helpful. And remember, I always post links beneath the video to additional information and resources you may need to access. And remember, until next time, like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And until next time, this is Eve. Good night.